Me, I'm alive. There's a summer of radical care, but now I'm back. You've been warned. So good morning. I am not our community spiritual leader, Reverend Cece Coltrane. I believe she's on her way back from Arkansas. My name is Stephanie Stewart, and I'm one of our practitioners, and I'll be running us through the ringer today. So joining on pulpit this morning is Judy Nossmacher. Let's see, our vigil holder is Jerry Blumgold. And the interfaith candlelighting will be done by Lenza Smith and Judy Nossmacher. Because we honor and draw from all the world's religious and spiritual traditions, we do this interfaith candlelighting to remind us of the many sources of wisdom available to us. So welcome. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Dayton. We're about changing the world, beginning with changing ourselves. If you're with us for the first time, a very special welcome to you. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. In your bulletin, there is on the cover, there's a tear-off sheet that will let us stay in touch with you if you're willing to fill that out. Just take it to the Welcome Center right over there after service, where you can also ask some questions and get a welcome packet at the center. So now we are going to do our kids' blessings. So working with the 6 to 11-year-olds, we have Miss Carol Huseman. Woo! Carol. And working with our teens and tweens, I don't know if we have any out here. Do we have any hiding in the back? We have Mr. Mark Fowler.
All right,
So we have anybody? Okay, we got some folks. Here we go. Okay, if y'all join with me now in consciousness for a quick blessing for our kids. So here now, centered in this space of love, joy, and happiness, and deep, deep gratitude, I know that God is all there is, surrounding all of us and all of our children, guiding them and guiding their teachers. I know that they are absolute love, and that they are deep, deep gratitude, learning about one another, about their world, and about the divinity that they are. And so I am grateful. I am grateful to our teachers. I am grateful for our children, and to their families. So I simply release my word out into the law, knowing that it is all already so, all already in motion and in action. And so it is. So it is.
The first candle is lit to honor Christianity. What does love look like? It has the hands to help others. It has the feet to hasten to the poor and needy. It has eyes to see misery and want. It has the ears to hear the sighs and the sorrows of men. That's what love looks like. The second candle is lit in the honor of Judaism. If you want to raise a person from mud and filth, do not think it is enough to keep standing on top and reaching a hand down to the person. You must go all the way down yourself, down into the mud and filth. Then take hold of the person with strong hands and pull the person and yourself out into the light. The third candle is lit to honor Buddhism. Happiness comes when your work and words are benefit of yourself and others. The fourth candle is lit to honor Hinduism. Every selfless act is born from the eternal, infinite Godhead. God is present in every act of service. All life turns on this law. Whoever violates it, indulging his senses for his own pleasure and ignoring the needs of others, has wasted his life. But those who realize the God within are always satisfied. The fifth candle is lit to honor Taoism. The sage does not accumulate for himself. The more he uses it for others, the more he has himself. The more he gives to others, the more he possesses of his own. The way of heaven is to benefit others and not to injure. The way of the sage is to act, but not to compete. The sixth candle is lit to honor Skiism. Without selfless service are no objectives fulfilled. In service lies the purest action. The final candle is lit to honor African traditional religions. Guardianship is not to give an order, but to give oneself. The reading today is by Rochelle Goodrich. You are here to make a difference, to either improve the world or worsen it. And whether or not you consciously choose to, you will accomplish one or the other. Let us take these words deep within and ponder on them. As we revel in the beauty of the light today, the warmth of the sun, the beauty of the sky, and all that is around us is love. We know that the love that surrounds us is one of God, and that knowing that we give of service, we give of love to others. And then we know that as we're thinking of that, we are taking within all the happenings in this world, all the chaos that our Mother Earth is saying, please be aware of me and know that we need to service her. And I know that this is so, and I am so glad to be aware of it. I am glad for all that are here in service to us. The higher band, Becky, the teachers, and knowing that all is good. And so I say that I know that Stephanie, as she brings us her message today, is one of love. That through her, that we open our arms to give a service to who is ever in need. And so I say thank you for knowing this and put all these words into the law, knowing that it is so, and so it is.
So it is.
And so today, Stephanie and I talked about, yes, I get to introduce her. Stephanie is one of our practitioners who's also starting her second year of ministerial school. And she is a joy to be around and a joy to know that she just loves life. And I appreciate her so much. And I know that what you bring us today, the area of service, we will all receive with open love. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Who's that?
Yes, please. Pop. Here we go. Okay. Good morning. So as many of you know, this center is following Home Office's yearly theme of celebrating our shared values. And so this is kind of the way it works. Many of our ministers from all over the world, they send in outlines that are, excuse me, they're outlines for a talk for each week. And so when I received the outline for this week, I took one look at this title, Your Life Isn't For You. And I thought, oh God, who wrote this? And then I heard Reverend Cece holler from her office, oh cool, this is the one I wrote. Awesome. My life isn't for me. Right. So recently I've started doing this, I call it a mind exercise. When I'm presented with something that I have no idea how to handle, I think about a spiritual leader that I really admire and try to think about how they would handle it. And fairly early on I was using the Dalai Lama, but I had to kind of let that go because it seemed like every time I thought, oh, what would the Dalai Lama do? It always started the same way. He would laugh. oh, he's got that great laugh, and that just didn't always help. It didn't always help. So instead, what I did in this particular instance, thinking about your life isn't for you, I thought about what our organization's spiritual leader, Reverend Dr. Ken Gordon, might say about my life not being for me. And it led me to have one of those moments that I've been having. It's kind of a self-esteem moment. So as Judy said, I'm starting my second year in ministerial school. And sometimes I have something happen, or something runs through my head, or I react to something in a certain way, and I think to myself, maybe I shouldn't be a minister. And this was one of those moments. I was trying to hear in my head, I'm sitting at my desk trying to hear in my head, what would Dr. Ken say? What would he say about your life isn't for you? It's about being for the unity, for the source of all life, for God. And I just kept getting hijacked by how I was feeling about it. Because when I read, your life isn't for you, I just thought, hell, it's not. My bills are for me. My homework is for me. This foot pain I can't seem to shake is for me. Tell me my life isn't for me. But then I remembered, I am in ministerial school. And it wasn't my idea. A lot of you know this story. I wanted to be a chaplain. I wanted to be a hospital and hospice chaplain. But that door would not open. It would not open. But the moment I said yes to ministerial school, every door opened. Because my life is not just for me. So who's it for? Our lives are not for ourselves. Whom and what are they for? Jackie Robinson said, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives." A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. Have you ever thought about the impact you have on other lives? In our reading today, Rochelle Goodrich tells us that consciously or not, we will make the world a better place or a worse place. We talk a lot about conscious creation around here, consciously co-creating with one another, consciously co-creating with the divine. You know you're impacted in some way by being here. It's part of why you come here. Have you ever considered how anyone else in this room is impacted? We're each a part of what happens here. Even if you walk in at the beginning, you walk out at the end, you don't give a dime, you don't get a hug, you don't say a word to anyone. You've been a part of something that has changed many people in an incalculable number of ways. You thought coming here on Sunday was just for you, didn't you? Your life is not just for you. I took a class this summer that talked about facilitating and nurturing virtual communities online. And there was a great quote in the textbook. It said, "Involvement in community today means making a conscious commitment to a group." Involvement in community today means making a conscious commitment to a group. A conscious commitment to a group. Now I'm going to come back to that in a second. By coming here on Sundays, you may be making a conscious commitment to your own spiritual journey. Does it feel like a conscious commitment to you? Now this is important, and I ask you to examine your own commitment to your own spiritual journey first, because you can't have a conscious positive impact. You can't become part of a community. You can't build a community out here until you've got your own commitment right in your heart and mind. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What actions are you taking that support your spiritual journey? When you can say yes, that you have a clear picture of what your conscious commitment to your spiritual journey looks like, then welcome to the beginning of the realization that your life is not for you. I hate ministerial school. I hate it. And it's not because of any one class or any one person. It's not because I'm trying to do master's level work and I never bothered to finish my bachelor's. It's because every time I turn around, there's some old part of me vying for my attention, demanding that I heal it. The 10-year-old girl whose parents divorced, here I am, look at me, heal me. The 15-year-old girl who watched her mother struggle to get through school, here I am, look at me, heal me. The 20-year-old woman that watched her grandmother drink herself to death, here I am, look at me, heal me. I hate it. But I am committed to my spiritual journey. And I see clearly that not only is ministerial school a part of that journey, it's a big part of it. And it hurts, but it's mine. And what I also see clearly is what I get from that commitment. I get strength. So much so that I stand in front of all of you right here and now. And I rejoice in committing myself to supporting you in your spiritual journeys. I commit myself to that, to you, here and now, in whatever way that needs to be for you. Jean-Paul Sartre said commitment is an act, not a word. Commitment is an act, not a word, in whatever way it needs to be for you. A shoulder to cry on, someone to pray with, someone to laugh with, someone to wash dishes with, someone to shelve books with, take a class with, take a class from, fold bulletins, pull green onions, paint, hug, celebrate, grieve. I commit myself to supporting your spiritual journey. We're afraid of commitment because we're convinced some part of ourselves will be lost. But look at me. Hear my voice. I have lost nothing. By committing to first my spiritual journey and now to supporting yours, I have only gained strength and love and peace and freedom. I have begun to live the absolute truth that my life is not for me. In the coming days, I beg of you to examine your commitment to your spiritual journey. And then come in here, prepared to say yes to everyone else around you. That's what makes us a community. It isn't a place or activities or even a shared belief or philosophy. We become a community when we commit to one another. We become a community when our individual lives start being about something bigger, even if it's only a little bit bigger. My life is not for me. I commit to my own spiritual journey. I commit to supporting your spiritual journey now. I want to make this easy. I do. I don't want you to go through ministerial school. I want to make this easy. So in your minds now, I want to take just a little step outside our walls. Okay, not out into the Dayton community. I actually want to go to another place that does share our philosophy. I want to step outside our center into another one, the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. Columbus CSL is literally our sister center. Their senior minister, Reverend Molly Cameron, is a sister to Reverend Cece. And they've had a rough year in pretty much every way imaginable, I guess, from what I've been told. Would you be willing, as a group, to make a commitment to supporting their spiritual journey? And before you answer, let me, again, make it easy. The great thing is, the bigger you get, the further away you get from your personal self, the easier it can be to show that support. So let me ask again, are you as a group willing to support the spiritual journey of the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living?
Yes.
Cool. When was the last time we did something with Columbus?
I wasn't here, so it was forever ago.
Okay, so I'm here in a long time, basically. Okay, so we're not going to all load up and go to Columbus right now, right? But commitment is an act, not a word. So I want to open this up for a minute for some ideas. How can we act to show? How can we act to show our support for their spiritual journey? Ms. Asia. I don't know if you'll stretch this far.
Well, I can just say it.
Say it, girl.
My kids are doing this thing in school. You remember like old school pen pals? So they email each other, they mail each other, and then they talk once a week. Just finding a person at that center that we can just link up with, a prayer partner or a meditation partner, or
Sure.
just someone to tell your junk to.
Sure. So a spiritual pen pal, is that what?
Yeah.
Is that, okay. You got jam with that idea?
And food, anything with
Oh, food. Yeah, there's always food. There's gonna be food. We're food people, right? Anybody else got a fantastic idea? I know you're out there. Yes, ma'am.
What is their need?
Yes. They've had a lot of issues. So I think just any kind of general love and support for them is.
Is it prayer or is it physical support? Is it?
You know what? That's a terrific idea. Is it prayer or is it physical support? I think it's always prayer. Maybe we should call them and find out.
I think any interaction is healthy for growth.
Sure.
Spiritual
Any interaction is healthy for growth. Okay, well, like I keep saying, I'm going to make this easy for you, right?
They have a men's retreat actually next weekend.
It got canceled.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll read that.
Sorry. All right, commitment is an act, not a word. So let me, yeah.
Prayer team,
A prayer chain?
maybe online.
Sure. Sure, that's great. That's great. Let me offer this then, too. Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is on Facebook. What do you think it would be like for them to see their page just lit up by messages from people from CSL Dayton?
Awesome.
Hey, we love you. We're thinking of you. We're praying for you. I don't know. What message does Spirit move you to send to them? Will you commit 30 seconds? Let me make it real easy. Will you commit 30 seconds to supporting our sister center's spiritual journey? If you're on Facebook, it's an easy thing to do, right? Commitment is an act, not a word. Okay, how about this? How about some prayer? Are you willing to join me in consciousness right now to pray for Columbus Center for Spiritual Living?
Yes.
Well, let's do that. Let's do that. So here and now centered in this place of love and joy. I know that God is all there is. I know that God is all there is, that all around us, flowing through us, is the abundance and peacefulness of the source of all things. And I know that this God, this source, this Spirit, it is absolute abundance, it is absolute peace, it is absolute joy and harmony. And I know that Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is that. I know that abundance is theirs, and whatever they need, whether they need money or people, ideas, any kind of resource that they could possibly need, it is theirs because they are not outside of the one. I know the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is a place of peace, love, and strength. They are our sister. We are committed to them. I know Columbus CSL is a place of joy and happiness. And I am grateful. I am so grateful for Columbus Center. I am grateful for all that they are and all that they are becoming and all that we are becoming because we love them, because we know we are a part of them. And so I release this prayer. I let it go out into the law, knowing it is already happening. It is already moving and all in order. And so it is.
So it is.
Good. Yes? No? Want to do it again? Center for Spiritual Living Greater Pittsburgh.
I think that we should pray for all people on path and the path of the hurricanes.
Yeah.
Give thanks for all the help they're receiving. And give thanks for God behind the hurricane. We also pray that the hurricane move out to sea or someplace where it's safer. It's not affecting so many people.
All right, let's do it. You want to do that?
Yes.
Hmm?
Do both.
A lot of people affected by these hurricanes. So here and now, come with me again. Come with me into the center of the heart of God, where we can all turn and reside at any moment, because we are never lost, we are never forsaken, we are never kept from God. God is all that there is. And God is all things, including health, including peace, and including gratitude. I know now that there are millions and millions of people affected by the weather on our planet. And for them, I know safety. I am grateful that we can see clearly that our planet needs healing, and that we are the only ones that can do that. And that now we can lift others up. We can help, we can send prayer. Knowing that God is all there is. And so I know safety and health, absolute abundance for those affected by our planet's weather now. I know that we are a place of commitment, of love. I am grateful. I am grateful to the God that is all there is. I am grateful to all of those that lend a helping hand, directly and indirectly. I am grateful for everyone here. So I release this into the law, knowing that it is absolutely so. And so it is. I do want to point out one more center. Center for Spiritual Living Greater Pittsburgh. They are small but mighty. Becky's been there. They are small but mighty. They're also feeling a little bit isolated. They're searching for a minister right now. And I think they need a little bit of our support. They're on Facebook too, Center for Spiritual Living Greater Pittsburgh. Will you commit 30 seconds to supporting their spiritual journey?
Yes.
So what did we lose there? By stepping outside of our individual lives to know truth, to send love, to just cheer for two centers and for all of these people affected by all of this weather all over the world, what did we lose?
Nothing, we only gain.
Right, what did we gain, if only for a moment? By acting from a consciousness that says, my life is not for me. The items that we collected back there in the flood relief donation room for Hurricane Harvey, it totaled up to over 450 pounds of items. Cases of water, dog food, cat food, leashes, collars, doggy raincoats. Why did you do that? This isn't a that could happen to me moment. I just learned this morning that Dayton's the 4th safest city in the world for natural disasters.
Oh, I was like, what?
Is it this isn't a this could happen to me moment.
Yeah.
We live in Ohio. We're not going to get blitzed by the eye of a hurricane. Your life isn't for you. We are a unity. When one of us hurts, we all suffer. And those of us who realize that must commit to act from that consciousness. My life is not for me, and I lose nothing. In supporting the spiritual journey of this planet, I gain insight and clarity and compassion. In supporting the spiritual journey of another center, I gain friendship and love. In supporting your spiritual journey, I gain community and strength and liberation. Liberation from my biases, liberation from my fears, liberation from all the ways I would hold myself back if left to my own devices. And by committing to my spiritual journey, I gain peace and healing. I gain God. Life lived in isolation is bereft of the divine. Life lived in isolation is bereft of the divine. The divine isn't missing. The source of life is everywhere, all the time. But a life lived only for oneself, a life lived without commitment and community is bereft of the divine. Because we need the mirror of one another to see it. We need each other to see God in action and God in ourselves. We are each less without one another. You can go sit in a cave for 40 years and meditate your way to enlightenment, but it's not until someone climbs that mountain and crawls into your cave that you get to see the divine. It is reflected back to us from each of us. The unity is visible in community, and community comes about because we make conscious commitment to one another. And the moment we make a conscious commitment to one another, we start living the truth that our lives are not for us. They're for the unity that we are. They're for spirit, they're for source, they're for God, they're for one another. You've heard a lot of prayer today, more so than usual. So will you join me in consciousness one more time? For us. So again, I center myself here in this place of love and abundance and peace and strength and infinite joy, knowing that it is the one, it is God, it is the source of everything. That I may try to wander away, but I can't escape, thankfully. And so what I know for this place, this my beloved community, is peace. I know that as we come together in conscious commitment to one another, we find peace in our own hearts and in our deepest links of community. I know that this center is a place of abundance, whether it is love or ideas, souls, whatever it needs to be. I know that everything happens here exactly as it should, today and all days, because our eyes are wide open to one another and to what we are. I know that this center is a place of strength and love, a bright, shining light for so many others. This place is a place of freedom, a place of commitment. This place is a blessing. All of you in it are a blessing to me and to everyone else that we reach out and impact. So I just say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of you for supporting me in my spiritual journey. And thank you to the God that is and knows all things. So I release this. I simply let it go, knowing it is heard, knowing it is acted upon, knowing that it is in motion always. And we say together, and so it is.
just a thread, a simple thread in this glorious web of life.
We are all just drops within a stream flowing towards an ocean of light.
We may forget where we come from. We may forget where we're going to. I might not see that you're a reflection of me as much as I'm a reflection of you. I am just a seed, a blessed seed with eternity unfolding in me. And I pray that as I grow, I will reveal the love that illuminates my soul. When I remember where I come from, when I remember where I'm going to, then I will see that you're a reflection of me as much as I'm a reflection of you. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one. This is my simple prayer. May I become a reflection of the infinite one.
And so now we have an opportunity to support one another as we support this community and commit to this community. Your generosity makes it possible for us to provide connection, spiritual education, and transformation. And we are grateful for your support. So now if you will take your offering in your hand or your heart and affirm with me, I am joyful. I am free. I am grateful. I give with gratitude. And I say yes to all the good life has to offer. And so it is.
I tell you, you know what's so interesting is that I'm singing this song and I was thinking about my mom at first, because I think of all the things that she had done for me. And then I thought about this community, and I thought, oh my God, where would I actually be today? You know, if I had not come here in '95, and I had not gone through the training and become a practitioner and raised hell. I tell you, as a practitioner, when I was in class, I was not an easy student for the minister.
That hasn't changed, Becky.
It hasn't changed. And I have to say, I am just so grateful for the honesty. Sometimes it wasn't easy, and I bucked. Sometimes it was really cool, so. Thanks for letting me share. It's like, take the mic from her, please.
usually say that about me. Get it away. Okay, so some quick announcements. This place is a beehive of activity this fall. First off, if you want to donate any physical items to those affected in the South that are affected by our natural disasters right now, please drop them off. We're keeping that room back there that we collected for Harvey. We're keeping it open for flood relief and natural disaster relief. We created a relationship with Food Bank Dayton this summer with our food drive for them. And so that is where we were taking all our supplies, and then they send trucks out. They're collecting right now to send trucks to Florida. Okay? We need some help in the nursery. If you are interested in maybe donating...
I'm telling you what, I'd be in there in a heartbeat.
I would too, oh my gosh.
That'd be-
If you're interested in helping out once a month, once every 6 weeks, we're getting some younger kids in, younger families, so that's really terrific, but we need some help in the nursery, so. Wrap with the Rev is next Sunday after service in our adult classroom. Your bulletin has like mobs of mini flyers, so here are the highlights, okay? Foundations class starts Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. in the adult classroom. If you are interested in volunteering with our youth and are willing to sign an agreement that you will work with them once a month for the year 2018, the class is free. Okay,
Wow,
it's one of our entry points to working with our youth is having had foundations. So that again starts this coming Tuesday at 6:30. It's being taught by Reverend Cece. Also, let's see, it's all on this page. Okay, so we have a meditation for beginners class that starts Monday, September 25th at 6 p.m. That's facilitated by our own Linda Andriaco. Sunday, September 24th. We have a special guest, Terry McBride, and he has a really amazing story. You don't want to miss that. And he is also offering a really terrific workshop, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. that same Sunday. The Consciousness Cafe is reopening. Yay! For cool weather. To celebrate, we are holding a fall potluck right here on September 24th, right after service. Right there where the Welcome Center is, there are those boards back and behind. There is a sign up. It says Fall Potluck. Please sign up for cleanup or setup or food. Food, that's the important part, right? Okay. So let's see, what else have I got here? Thursday, October 5th is the first night for our new weekly discussion group. If you have a friend that maybe coming on a Sunday is a little too quote-unquote churchy for them, they might be a little more interested in this. I'm actually facilitating this. I'll give a very short talk, 5 or 10 minutes, introducing a spiritual principle, and then we will nurture a discussion on it. October 8th is Bring a Friend Sunday. If you have friends that this wouldn't be too churchy for them, invite those folks, and we will have a tea and cookie meet and greet in the social hall following service. Let's see. I know there's so much. The October 8th workshop, Your Body is Your Mirror, that has been postponed. There was a scheduling conflict. Let's see, the annual bonfire and potluck is Saturday, October 14th, 6:30 to 9:30. That is always a bunch of fun. Please do not miss that. You don't want to miss any of Gary's scary stories around the fire. So. And then, it's on the back. Then the annual fall camping, hiking, and stargazing is October 20th through 22nd. And I think I got them all. Please, 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 do take a look. Do take a look at this. The last page of your bulletin, insert for the calendar of all the upcoming events. There's a lot happening, including the monthly lunch bunch. Our yard care team meets Saturday, October 7th at 9 a.m. Please come and help this amazing, amazing squad of people keep our grounds beautiful. Oh gosh, social team meeting. Just please give it a look, okay? If you would like prayer after service, our licensed prayer practitioners, you heard a lot of it today. If you want it for yourself, our licensed prayer practitioners are myself or any of these ladies wearing teal or white. Lindsay has both colors on today. This is a gift that we offer to you on Sunday. We call it the 1 Minute Miracle. There's also a prayer box by the door back there. You can fill out a card and get your prayer on that way. So, the first 3 minutes after service, don't talk to anybody you know, right? I mean, that's how we start to build community. We step outside of ourselves, right? Okay, so start a conversation with somebody you don't know. Don't forget to get your hugs. Thank you to everybody that made this possible today. All of you, the Higher Mind Band, the ushers and greeters, our kids and their teachers, Miss Clara trying to hide over there, and of course all of you. So please stand now for our closing affirmation and then our closing song, which is Put a Little Love in Your Heart. All right, please affirm with me. I commit to my spiritual journey.
I commit to my spiritual journey.
I commit to joyful service.
I commit to joyful service.
I am peaceful.
I am peaceful.
I am strong.
I am strong.
I am free.
I am free.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Have a great week.